Hey there guys, in this video we'll see the complete guide to how to crack TCS Technical and HR interview. Here are the steps which if you follow will be very much beneficial and makes you stand out in a crowd. There are three parts of this video. The first part is about what you have to do before the interview. The next part is the tips to crack technical interview, and the last one is personal interview. In this, we will see what the interviewer asks and the best way to answer those questions. Remember, none of the tips will work until your communication skills are very good. So let's begin. You have to prepare yourself before going to the interview in the following ways. The first step is to visit the company's website. The most important thing you have to consider for any company is the mission. A company can't work until it has a mission. From a small startup to a tech giant, all have a mission. A mission is important because it provides an ideal vision for the company's future and directs its growth. Also, it encourages the employees to perform better as they know how their actions will affect the success. So, it is very important to know the company's mission in the very first place. When you visit a company's website, you will be able to articulate what you learned, including your understanding of the mission and philosophy. The second thing you have to consider is knowing what the organization offers, including services and product lines. You will get this part under the section Services. You can see here are many options like IoT, blockchain, cloud infrastructure, enterprise application, automation and AI, cloud apps, cybersecurity, and many more. The next thing you have to consider is to know what the organization does, what are its running projects, and how you can help contribute to that project, how that company fits into your employment plan. You can go through the technology you like and read more about it. The next thing you have to do is to perfect your resume. Your resume should be in a good format and must have correct grammar and spellings. The wrong spelling makes a bad first impression. The resume should also be made for the specific job for which you are applying, and it must be given special importance to the work experience and academic qualifications. You can include the internships you have done or the projects you have made. All these come under the work experience. A good professional dress is a must for an interview in person. In this, a conservative dark suit is preferred for both men and women candidates, and tie for men. The shoe must be closed toe and polished, obviously. The hairstyle must be conservative and makeup should be minimal. You should not have any visible body piercing or tattoos. Now, let's see the tips to crack the technical interview. Area of interest. You should not only know what your area of interest is, but also be strong in that. This is very important as this part can be an opportunity to tell the employer what you are inclined to or highlight tasks you excel at. As per a survey conducted by LinkedIn, it has been identified that around 41% of the recruiters or hiring managers read the area of interest section in the resume to understand what type of character the candidate is. Your academic and personal projects. You should know each and every detail of your academic project. What was your role, how you handled the task, what problems you faced, and how you came out of those problems. If you have any personal projects, then you should be able to describe it very thoroughly. These projects are important not only because they tell your experience and skills, but also to highlight hands-on example of how you applied your capabilities to find a solution. Irrespective of your technical knowledge, be very strong in the basics of programming language. Choose one programming language and you should be very clear in each and every concept of that language. Be ready to say no. Take some time to think. It's perfectly acceptable to take a moment to breathe and think before launching into an answer. Ask clarifying questions. If you are unsure of the question being asked or need more information to formulate your answer, ask follow-up questions. It's perfectly fine to say, I don't think I understand the question. Can you explain? Know when to say, I don't know. There are so many ways to say you don't have the answer without admitting defeat. You can say something along the lines of, I haven't dealt with a situation like that before. Or you could also try something like, that concept is new to me. I'll have to look into it a bit more. Take the opportunity to follow up. Use the unanswered questions as a chance to follow up with the interviewer after the initial meeting. Offer to think about it and get back to them after you have had a chance to do some research. This way, you are showing your true interest in the role, your ability to stick to what you say you will do, and you have a real reason to stay in touch and follow up on the interview. After you have thought about a question and done your research, send a brief thank you email along with your answer. Say something similar to, I thought about your question a bit more and I think this would be a good solution. Interviewers are not gauging you with the correct answers that you provided. They are gauging you based on how open you are to learn new areas. Be concise on the answers. Do not add extra word arts to explain the basic answer. Do not beat the bush by saying irrelevant answers or asking a question that does not make sense. When you do this, any interviewer will immediately put negatives in their scorecard. Now coming to the last part, that is personal interview. The very first question of any HR interview is, tell me something about yourself. In this, you should describe yourself professionally, not personally. Your answer should be a 1-minute commercial about you. Remember, this is your personal brand. So you should include who you are, what you want to do, and why it matters. Practice your commercial, but don't memorize it. You want to sound natural. And you should state your skills and experience and how they relate to the position. The next common question is, how did you learn about our company? For this, you have to visit the company's website. By researching the organization's website, you will be able to articulate knowledge of the company. So, visit the website as many times as possible because it is not easy to grab all the information at once. The next question is, describe a problem you solved in a classroom or at work and what you learned from this experience. Behavioral questions are asked because your past experience can predict future behavior. Remind of your past problems and how you deal with it. Always state the outcomes of your experience, that is, what did you learn? Don't reveal any blunders if you have done, if any. This will give a negative impression. But if you were stuck in a problem, then tell them how you came out of it. What was your approach? Whether you were able to solve it on your own or by a team. Here you can also include any leadership role if you had, by handling a team to solve that problem. This will tell that you have leadership qualities. The next question is, why should I consider you a strong applicant for this position? Here simply articulate how your skills relate to the position, tell about your strengths and how they match with the job title. The next one is to describe your weakness. Recognize a deficient skill, not a character flaw. Skills are things you can do. Examples would include fixing and repairing things, knowledge of computers, languages, etc. Personal characteristics are what you are. They answer the question, I am a. Examples would include dedicated, motivated, energetic, reliable, and organized. The mistake job candidates make with this question is they don't offer solutions to their perceived weaknesses. Offering solution gives the employer confidence that you are willing to make adjustment that you can learn from your weaknesses and that you have level of emotion quotient that will allow you to grow in the position. Rather than simply stating, I struggle sometimes with my time management skills, it would be better to say, I struggle sometimes with my time management skills and I am currently taking a workshop at the local college to address this. Always identify for the employer how you are working at addressing the skill deficiency. Many people answer this question with irrelevant information about themselves that gives the employer no way of properly assessing their qualifications. The question is not designed to trap people but to reveal the deficiency between the candidate and the position. Choose something that will not affect your ability to do the job. When deciding which skill to reveal, consider looking at the job advertisement and reviewing the skills that they consider assets. These skills are desired but not necessary to fulfill the position. An example of this might be a second language. In this scenario, you might say, I noticed in your advertisement that speaking Japanese is an asset for the position. I don't have the second language, but I would welcome the opportunity to learn it. And at last, changing a weakness to a positive makes you stand out in a crowd. Identify what you do have and minimize the impact that the deficiency will have on the employer. For example, as a new immigrant to Canada, English is my second language. I have challenged myself over the past year to learn the numerous cultural idioms of English language as they relate to Canada by watching Canadian television, listening to the news, and going to comedy nights. Despite there being a lot to learn, I feel qualified now to enter a job with limited impact to my supervisors and co-workers. The next question is, why TCS? In order to answer this question, go to the company website and study their recent projects related to your background. Contact your seniors and ask what is so special about the company. The reviews that I collected from some seniors are: no termination of any employee even in COVID, no salary cut, full salary, 1 month paid COVID leave, good hygienic cafeteria and food, lots of projects to choose from, co-curricular activities even during COVID over WebEx, Teams, safety of employees, safe campus, women's safety, women working freely, no load of work all the time, good and experienced employees for sharing and talking, cheap cafe food, good supporting staff like guards, cleaners, etc. Check how the company helps you achieve your career goals and how you can help the company to grow. Don't praise the company and never compliment interviewer on their physical appearance. Doing so can come off as inappropriate or just plain creepy. Paying compliments is fine, but they should be related to the professional realm. For instance, you might want to praise a recent success the company or the interviewer has had. The last question is, why should we hire you? Tell the interviewer what they wanted. How could you help them and focus on their wants and not on yours? You can do the work and deliver exceptional results, or you will fit in beautifully and be a great addition to the team, or you possess a combination of skills and experience that make you stand out. Combine these skills in a way that tell them how could you help the company. For example, I carefully cross-checked my skills versus the requirements of the posting for which I am being interviewed by you. I have full confidence that I will be a good fit if considered because I will be in a position to start working with the project teams quickly and do my best to deliver quality work once I am given the job. So these are the guidelines for TCS Technical and HR interview. All the best, and I hope you all will do well. If you like this video, then give a big thumbs up, and if you want more videos like this, hit that subscribe button and click on the bell icon so that you never miss the other video.